When you think of war, you probably think of troops on the ground, ready to fight. Or maybe you think of planes in the sky, flying into enemy territory, or Navy ships firing at each other. But what if I told you that every war now involves different key players? Drones aren't anything new. In fact, we can trace their use in American warfare all the way to the Vietnam War. But the drones of that time, dubbed Fireflies, weren't a huge part of war strategy. Used only for a few thousand reconnaissance missions in Southeast Asia. They weren't the most reliable machines either. They had malfunctions, and almost a fifth of them crashed. For a long time since then, robots in war were an exciting but expensive field of interest. The tides started to turn in 1995 when drones could gain access to GPS. At that point, drones could detect where they were at any given time, and the advancement of digital interfaces, they were able to communicate more detailed messages back to the military. But the real game changer came in 2001, in the aftermath of 9/11. And with that came the war on terror. The stage was set for an AI military revolution. In the post-9/11 era, threat detection at home and abroad became a priority for the government. The budget dedicated to defense and research of new technologies like drones exploded. Naturally, the government turned to companies that could harness advancing technologies like data collection and analysis systems to find and track potential threats. In 2003, one such software company, Palantir, came to be with this exact purpose in mind. In the years following, it created contracts with major government departments, including the CIA, the FBI, and the Department of Defense, to collect data and look for patterns that could point the government to threats. The military started using Palantir technology in Afghanistan and Iraq to detect threats and roadside bomb makers, and to map out terrorist organizations and cells. Though it was never confirmed, Palantir data was allegedly used to find 9/11 mastermind Osama bin Laden. Since 9/11, the military has dedicated massive funds to research and development of unmanned vehicles. Robots played a major role in Iraq, where one of the largest threats to American soldiers was improvised explosive devices, IEDs. Teams designed to find and disarm IEDs employed robots designed by iRobot, the same company that brought the world the Roomba vacuum. Troops could remotely control these robots known as PackBots and find and disarm IEDs from a safe distance. But more recent changes in the connectedness of global technology have propelled the role of robots in warfare to new heights. Take SpaceX's Starlink satellite network as an example. Starlink has a network of thousands of satellites orbiting the Earth 342 miles above the Earth's surface. This technology brings high-speed internet coverage to the corners of the world. What impact can it have on wars? We've seen that these Starlink satellites have become a critical component of wartime strategy for Ukraine. Starlink has become the only communication network that has remained reliable for Ukraine during the war, dodging Russia's efforts to jam communications. But more importantly, being able to use one network has allowed Ukraine forces to coordinate drone strikes more easily than ever before. Now that it's possible to connect and coordinate robots on a larger scale, drones have come to the forefront of wartime strategy. Ukraine has used drones for surveillance, attacks, and carrying supplies to forces. Drones have become especially important because they reduce human casualties. They can travel to places that people can't always get to, especially when every player in a war now has advanced air defense systems. As drones have become more popular, they have also become smaller, easier to use, and readily available. AI integration has also made them more autonomous and responsive to what is going on around them. Robots in the field have made attacking targets a more efficient process. Reconnaissance drones can easily detect a target and communicate information back to forces. Then instead of having to organize troops to find a way to the target, the military can simply send out a stealthy attack drone to carry out a precise strike well into enemy territory. Now every team in Ukraine operates with multiple small drones to carry out surveillance attacks. Even commercial drones have been adapted by the Ukrainian fighters to suit military needs. And Ukraine isn't the only country using drones in the military. Thousands and thousands of drones are in use by countries around the world, with thousands more projected to be made and bought in the coming decade. The United States uses drones on a routine basis, and has even employed water-based drones that service a variety of purposes. The Ocean Aero Triton drone is serving in the Navy near Iran, and is currently the only unmanned vehicle that can both sail and dive under the surface of the water. The The Triton uses AI to enhance its autonomous abilities, and it can operate both offensively or defensively by protecting or attacking ports and naval bases, laying or disarming sea mines, attacking or protecting larger ships, and gathering reconnaissance data. Ukraine is using drones in their fight against Russia as well, as seen here as an unmanned boat attacks a Russian naval ship in the Black Sea. Of course, this demand for drones has made way for inventions and startups much more focused on AI and robotic production across the world. One such company is Unitree, a Chinese startup that began manufacturing robot dogs in 2016 and has since produced animal-inspired robot products like this one, Unitree B1. And the engineering company Boston Dynamics has been making headway in producing humanoid robots. These companies aren't necessarily producing weapons, but they could be adapted for use in warfare down the line. And they are also startups in the United States that have begun sprouting up in the defense industry to make way for AI-centered warfare. One such company is Anduril, founded in 2017 by Palmer Luckey, who also co-founded Oculus VR. The company has created drones and AI towers to help with everything from broader security to counter-drone defense. The company has produced a helicopter drone dubbed Ghost, and Anvil, a drone that knocks enemy drones out of the sky. It has also acquired Altius, a long-range drone that specializes in anti-tank warfare. Anduril has been involved in supplying Ukraine with products almost since day one of the war.
I've actually been involved in the Ukraine war since the second week of the conflict. And I was actually there to deliver some more hardware and also train a bunch of Ukrainian army operators on how to best use it to go after the Russians.
But there's something that sets Anduril apart from the rest of the pack in the defense industry. They are helping to pave the way toward what war will likely become. It goes beyond using drones.
All going to be networked. They're all going to have the ability to collaborate to find targets and engage targets. They're all going to have the ability to send them in when I kind of know what's going on and be able to decide at the last minute what I want to do. That is how weapons will work in the future.
Soon, militaries will likely have full networks that include robot software with AI integration that can make wartime decision-making processes more efficient. Anduril software systems like Lattice are designed to connect humans and machines by automating a network of drones and technology in new ways. We're already starting to see this push towards software-driven warfare unfold in the Middle East with the Israel-Palestine conflict. In the wake of the Hamas attack on Israel, Israel has been using an AI software to generate targets for bombing. It doesn't automate bombing targets, but it does produce potential targets en masse. Based on the information provided by the AI software, Israeli intelligence officers and legal advisors make decisions on what areas in Gaza to bomb. Israel has been using AI for years, propelling the world towards warfare centered around AI technology. So what does the future of warfare hold? Will robots take over, or will they eventually become so automated that they start making decisions for us? Right now, full autonomy seems unlikely, but as software such as Anduril's Lattice and Israel's AI system show us, warfare might soon become much more automated than it has ever been before.